Do you mind? Do you come to the microwave? And you can eat.
Okay, now. This time. Okay. Somebody here. Okay. It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Hello? Hello? Namo tassa bhagavato. Hello?
I guess there's a few different ways to answer a question like that, but mainly there was a lot of suffering in my life. And on one hand, not knowing how to deal with that suffering, and on the other hand, doing things that just didn't help me deal with that suffering. And so naturally, I think a lot of us come to that point where we're looking for a way out of that suffering. So I found Buddhism, and I found that it was a workable and actionable method to deal with suffering, to transform suffering, to end suffering, and to become living the way that I want to live and being the way that I want to be, which is happy, peaceful, ready to help, creative, open to life, and exploring as well. So Buddhism seemed to be this stream that I could jump into that allowed me to be in the way that I thought is and still feel is the best way.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Well, monks are meant to be the full-time Buddhist practitioners, so we're dealing with the anger, the sadness, the grief in the way that the Buddha taught. We're offering, we're giving our mindfulness, our awareness to those feelings in the body, and we're calming them. So instead of fixating on the thinking about the greed, the anger, the delusion, we're actually concentrating on the body and the corresponding feeling in the body instead of the thoughts about that feeling. And through that we're calming, relaxing, releasing the tensions in the body. We're getting settled, stable. And when we are settled and stable like that, we can be mindful, okay, already. And then that feeling in the body, we can see, we can say, we can know that is not me, not mine, not I. So we can kind of meditate on no self, or meditate on not someone, not some place, not some time, not some story, but just that direct experience as it is now. And then we now, but that now, without attaching to all the separate nows that are coming about. And we also deal with that specifically as monks through renunciation, right? Through giving up our home, giving up our belongings, giving up our life, our relationships, to penetrate even more deeply and fully into the now of not something, as not someone, at not somewhere. So we have a few questions through the Reddit post. Really, there is no typical day for me. Every day is mostly composed of changing. Nothing stays solid. What does stay solid is the commitment to giving, which is the commitment to renunciation of complicated ideas related to people, places, and things. To put those down, to give those up. And a constant, everyday battle or endeavor to be virtuous, to stay close to the precepts that the Buddha taught, which has a lot to do with non-greed, non-anger, non-delusion, meaning that moment by moment we take actions that have results, and certain actions will support or fuel the greed or fuel the anger or fuel the delusion, and certain actions will diminish that negative effect in the mind. So we go step by step, moment by moment, and the way of my life as a monk is very much based in freedom. So I don't have a daily life, and I don't ever want to have a daily life. I don't follow a daily schedule. I do as much as I can do freely, moment by moment and day by day. But that can sometimes change depending on the conditions. So if I'm staying at a certain temple or monastery, they may have a schedule that I have to follow. But in my teacher's temple and when traveling with my teacher, I just have to follow him. And otherwise, it is a freedom encouragement. Most, if not all, monasteries operate primarily on donations, but sometimes monasteries will perform certain services that have a corresponding payment. So sometimes there are monasteries that perform ceremonies, and there's a fee for those ceremonies. Sometimes certain monasteries prepare food and offer it to people, and then it's kind of like they donate or pay for the food. And a lot of monasteries give away food for free. Some monasteries probably do require you to donate to become a monk or to ordain. I've never been to a monastery like that, but I'm sure they exist. And sometimes that is not as bad as it might seem, because for some people, all that they have is their attachment to money. And somehow in going forth into the monk life, you have to give something up. You have to abandon something. You have to renounce your life. And I guess in the best of cases, that monetary investment is an expression of that renunciation or commitment to renunciation. Some monasteries do have wait lists. I've heard that Ajahn Brahm's monastery has a long wait list to even be considered for the possibility of ordaining. Depends on the tradition, but some monks do have to work either inside the monastery or outside the monastery to sustain themselves if they aren't getting enough support from their supporters or their teachers. If your practice is primarily in your normal life with family and kids and jobs, etc., then most important is to emphasize generosity and following precepts concerned with the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Or if you are anti-religious, concerned with the community of experienced, well-minded practitioners. That is really essential and really important. Another way you can go about it is to find a great teacher, such as a monk or some other spiritual master, and if they are a real master, they should be able to give you continuous guidance on how to integrate the meditation mind into everyday life. But if we're talking about reaching enlightenment, this is something else entirely. If you cannot abandon your entire life, you cannot get enlightenment. And anything that has to do with enlightenment, like stages of enlightenment or entry into the beginning of enlightenment, it's actually way more subtle than is usually thought about. And involved, subtle and involved. You can improve your state quickly and easily by rousing your spirits, rousing your body and mind, and start to do good deeds. Start to clean up the room or the house. Start to collect some of your possessions, your belongings, and go to donate them to the Buddhist monastery or donate those possessions. You can immediately change your mental state as well by just getting a move on. Yeah, it is something like that. It is definitely something like that. The more good deeds we do, the more active we are in generosity, the more active we are in doing what is good, especially with community or community of practice, the more our heart and our energies are going to be a-okay. But the important dynamic to the approach is that we're not trying to avoid suffering here. We're not trying to get rid of suffering here. We're trying to recognize suffering, embrace it, work with it, learn how to start transforming it. Because the getting rid of suffering is like trying to get rid of the baby tree sprout because you want a tree, because you want the mango tree. So we have to get rid of that mindset.
22nd December 2024.
one-day meditation retreat here in Dhamma Center in DC, USA, ASEAN High. We all will meditate together in this morning session. After that, there will be keeping 5 preset and sharing merit.
今天是2024年12月22号，在这边进行一日禅，是在这个美国塔巴瓦中心的哈辛达 High Center。我们待会儿会给大家受5戒。
Everything is the object to be mindful. But we must be mindful with detachment.
任何一个境界，任何一个对象都可以是成为我们在禅修专注的对象。但是最重要的境界就是要保持去除执着跟去除我执。
We can be mindful on breathing in and out. But we should understand that only breathing is not the object to be mindful. Only one is not the object to be mindful. Everything is the object to be mindful.
我们可以练习专注在呼吸时的进气跟出气，来当做我们所缘的目标。但是我们一定要很清楚的知道，并不是只有这个呼吸的进出可以当做所缘的目标。任何一件事物都可以成为我们在专注禅修时的一个所缘的目标。
If knowing mind of something or one desire is obvious, we should if there is no obvious object, we can be mindful our own natural breathing, the object what we used to be mindful.
如果我们可以了知的这个心，发现到有某一种东西或某一个念头在心里出现，它是很强烈、很明显的，那我们就试着可以把它当做我们所缘的目标，就专注在上面。如果没有这些强烈而明显的境界出现的话，那我们还是回到专注在我们自然呼吸的进出，或者是我们平常习惯使用的方法门上面。
The object of the mindfulness may be different from time to time and one meditator to another. But there should be mindfulness at every present moment, one after another.
我们在禅修时的所缘目标可能因人而不同，乃至于每次你在用功的时候也都不一样。但我们必须记住，最重要的是在专注在每个刹那的心念变化上面，这才是我们禅修真正的重点所在。
When we are practicing meditation, and doing good deeds with keeping preset, we should try to represent every practitioner or meditator in order to detach from oneself. We can also meditate for no self or non-self, or just cause and effect or action and reaction of ever-new impermanent nature, in order to detach from self or oneself. Every mindfulness should be together with detachment. Every detachment should be together with mindfulness.
在专注禅修的时候，或者是我们在从事持戒等善行的时候，必须要专注在去除我执的这个部分，要这种无我、非我，没有某个所谓的我的存在，或者我们要专注在因果，专注在变异等等这些法则上面，以便能够来去除我执。那在专注的时候，应该要跟去除执着结合在一起。那相对的，我们要去除执着的时候，也要注重在专注我们的念头这个部分，两者是要互相结合的。
Because of practicing and teaching meditation for over 20 years continuously, I came to understand that if I am not practicing and teaching meditation, I came to understand that sometimes I came to understand that practicing and teaching meditation is the cause of having desire to practice and teach meditation. Frequently, I have no desire to practice and teach meditation, to practice or teach meditation. But I'm trying to practice or teach meditation, and then the desire to practice and teach meditation appear again. In this way, having desire to practice or teach meditation or not is not important. whether we have desire to practice meditation or not, we should try to practice meditation. This is detachment from our own desire of having our own desire concerned with practicing meditation or not.
因为学禅以及教禅超过20几年的经验，所以萨达了解不仅仅是在练习禅修，更重要的是萨达了解到，在禅修的时候会发现到自己有个强烈的念头想要来教禅，那这个并不是应该有的。那萨达了解到，要教禅或是练习禅修，应该就只是纯然的禅修，或是纯然的教禅，就是抱着一种去除我执的心来做禅、来教禅，所以萨导这边再一次强调，我们不管是否在禅修的期间，一个很重要的前提就是经常去反观自己，是不是从这种种种的我执念头为出发点来做事，包括禅修，包括教禅在内。
Only for the continuous meditate for long term, practicing meditation will be more and more easy. Besides, if we are practicing meditation together with meditators and meditation master, can make us to practice to be mindful easily. If we are not practicing meditation, if we are not practicing meditation continuously for a long time, it may be difficult to practice mindfulness and detachment. If we are practicing by ourselves, it may be difficult to practice.
“就是因为这么多年来，连续的禅修之后，才逐渐发觉， 禅修越来越容易上手啊。这就是因为杀道，sorry，是因为杀道结合禅修与禅师的身份，就是在不仅是自己禅修，也结合他在指导禅修过程当中所累积出来的经验啊，才使杀道更容易掌握到禅修的一个重点所在。那如果不是这样持续长期的练习禅修的话，那可能也不容易体会到这种既要专注又要去除执着这两个重点结合在一起的一个方向啊，一个方法。塞达这边也提到说，如果是自己在练习禅修的话，那就可能更不容易体会到这些深层的感受。
Both of being difficult and easy in practicing meditation must be used to continue the practice. Both of being able to be mindful or not must be used to continue the practice. Both of being able to be mindful or not must be used to continue the practice.
禅修时候的过程当中，有好的境界，有的时候有不好的境界，有时候是会觉得很容易，有些时候就觉得很困难、难以突破的感觉。但是不管是好坏，是困难是容易，在禅修的时候，就必须要持之以恒的保持专注，跟去除执着。那不管是能不能专注，也就专注的品质好不好，我们都必须要持续在用功，持续的练习专注。唯有如此，我们的禅修才会逐渐的进步。虽然说有时候会觉得很困难、很停顿的感觉，那不用担心，就是持续的专注，持续的把去除我执跟去除种种妄念杂念的这个重点保持住。
our mind is grasping the easiness and difficulties or our mind is grasping the easiness and difficulties of practicing meditation. Our mind is grasping being able or unable to practice meditation. We need to stop or detach. We need to stop and detach from the grasping habit of the mind.
在禅修的时候，我们可以发现到我们的心常常很容易去执取、去抓执那些跟我们特别相应的，特别容易感受到的，或者是特别不相应的，就是让我们觉得很 difficult、很不舒服、很难过的那些状况啊，或者呢，另一种情况就是我们会在禅修的时候，心念或落入我现在禅修很容易，或是现在的禅修状况很不好的这种心念。那不管是第一种的情况，或者第二种情况，都一样，我们都要练习，试着去断除，去把这种心念侦测到，然后把它停掉，把它断除掉。也就是一种去除执着，执着在好坏或是难易的这些相对的境界里面。
Whether we are able to stop and detach from the grasping habit of the mind or not, we must continue to stop and detach.
无论我们是否能够停止，或是感受到心念的执着时，能够去除执着，也就是不管做得好或是不好，我们都要持续的练习去除执着。 这样才能持续的进步。
For me, I have been teaching meditation not only to the meditators but also to the public. From 2002 till now. I try to continue teaching like this. Whether I am able to teach or not. Besides, I continue to teach like this, whether the audience understand or not. You must also continue to learn my teachings and practice meditation, whether you understand or being able to practice or not. In this way, we all can save merits continuously, and when the power of merits really strong, there will be enlightenment for sure. Before enlightenment, there will also be many good consequence or result or reaction for sure. This is cause and effect of non-self impermanent nature. We all should try to understand by our own experience.
禅要道从2002年到现在，已经教禅了很多年。这20多年，那不仅仅是教禅修者，也对一般的大众开示。禅道持续这样子的教禅，不论是不是在适合教禅的因缘，乃至于是听课人、听教禅的人是否能够接受 其他的都是把握每个因缘、每个机会去分享禅修的经验啊。禅导很希望说大家就是抱着这样一个观念，跟方法来学习禅修。禅导很清楚，就是因为他如此常年累积下来这样一个教导禅修跟练习禅修，所以才能逐渐的累积很多的福德跟善缘啊。那强调，唯有在这个福报福德的力量够强，才能支持我们达到开悟的一个境界。那事实上，除了开悟之外，还有很多的好处啊，跟结果或是这个作用跟回馈的一些行为。那除此之外呢，还有一个更重要的结果就是来到从这个禅修教禅当中的经验里来学习到因果的定律，学习到无常无我的这些佛法的精髓所在，都是透过实际来做才能够体会，才能够学习到的。
We understand everyone and everything only from one-sided view or someone or I. We rarely understand everyone and everything from the side of the object of everyone or everything. My teaching is teaching from the side of meditation or meditation teacher. Meditation or meditation teacher of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. This teaching will be helpful to detach from your own one-sided view.
我们已经很习惯是从个人的角度，也就是所谓的自我这种角度去看世间的万事万物，乃至去理解这些。但是萨导希望我们能够从一种所缘的境界，就是单纯就是境界本身啊，而不要是从我是某个某某人某某事的这种角度去看，这样我们才能真正体会到去除执着、破除我执的效果。那这就是萨导习禅教禅的一个核心。那不管是禅修，是禅修的方法，也是从佛法僧三宝的角度来看世间的万事万物，这样才能够帮助我们破除那种以前只是从自我、从个人角度去看事情、去思考事情的一个习惯啊，那进而能够达到破除我执的一个重要观念。
No one is complete. Nothing is complete. No one is permanent. Nothing is permanent. But this theory or this right understanding is complete and permanent. Whatever we do, we should try to do with this right understanding or theory. In this way, we can reduce making mistake in all our activities.
我们必须要理解到，没有人，也没有任何一种事是完美的，是恒常的。只有这样的一个理念跟这种理论，才是真正的完美恒常。所以，我们不管在做什么事情，都应该抱持这样的理念跟观念，逐渐的才能够让我们在所有的作为、所有的行动当中，去减少错误，乃至最后才可以达到比较完善的境界。
Only practice make perfect. The more we practice, the more we will be perfect. We mean no self, cause and effect or action and reaction of impermanent nature.
“来到这边，提醒的是一个 “practice make perfect” 的一个观念，就是说多做多练习，就越容易趋向于圆满啊。那甚至于，我们可以从这个多练习、多做的过程当中，领略到因果，领略到这种作用跟反作用，以及无常的这些定律、这些观念。
Practicing meditation with this right understanding and doing all kinds of good deeds are the good points of the Bhava Center. Full-time, the Bhava Full-time Meditation Center. In the long term, we became skillful in whatever we do. Most of the meditators are mindful, practice only for a few days. For us, we are mindful to practice meditation and doing good deeds at every present moment as long as possible, continuously.
我们就是要保持着这种正确的观念，来从事各种善行，这就是塔巴瓦的一个特色，这就是佛他们塔巴瓦，就是全年无休的塔巴瓦 Center 的一个精神。那我们长期以来都已经很熟悉我们所要做的事情，那可能对于某些禅修者而言，这是很容易来参加禅修，参加个几天，可以很专注的做，很专注的练习禅修。但是对塔巴瓦的，对萨拉岛自己本身或是整个塔巴瓦的精神而言，我们是必须练习在每一个刹那都很专注，都很能够提醒自己，去除我执，去除执着，而且是长期的练习，这就是塔巴瓦的一个精神所在。
If we are thinking to practice meditation the whole life or be a monk or a nun the whole life, we are attaching this life. We are thinking with attachment on this life. If we cannot detach from our life, we are sure not to get success as we wish. We should accept only present moment, to be mindful one after another, in order to detach from whole life.
可能我们会想要，或者一辈子都禅修的生活，或者是想要出家，加入僧团，一辈子就这样子过，但萨拉达提醒我们，这个是一种一辈子的执着，因为如果不能去除这种很长时间的执着，这种长期的执着的话，那我们很可能不容易达到我们修行上面的目标。那我们必须怎么做呢？萨拉达提醒我们，我们必须要试着去接受、去理解这种修行是在刹那刹那之间的观念，不是一辈子，不是那种很长的一段时间，而是在念头维系变化的刹那刹那。就萨拉达经常跟我们提醒的那种无常变异的这种观念，这样才是比较可行的，真正一辈子在禅修、在练习的观念。
Meditation is about some part of Buddhism nowadays, and Buddhism and meditation nowadays. You all are practicing meditation in this modern life. That's why we should know about the truth about modern meditation world.
萨拉达的教法是着重于某一部分的佛法知见，也是佛法的观念，特别是着重在佛法与禅修的这种核心观念上面，大家在这辈子都很有福报，有这个机会，有这个因缘来学禅，来学佛， 那这就是萨达为什么会一再强调这种观念，正确的观念跟正确知见，以便让大家能够很快速的体会到禅修的核心部分。
as human beings in modern society, we may know about education, business, healthcare, politics, and also religion and meditation. But because of our own ignorance and attachment, %90 of our knowing may be misunderstanding and wrong. Only when we are practicing mindfulness and detachment, we can change. Only when we are practicing mindfulness and detachment for a long time, we will be able to change from our own ignorance and attachment to our own mindfulness and detachment. In this way, our understanding about education, business, politics, religions, and meditation will be less and less misunderstanding and mistake for sure.
身为一个现代人，我们免不了都会很注重在很多方面，包括这种教育、政治，还有我们的事业、身体健康、宗教以及禅修这些种种方面的事情。但是因为我们这种无始以来的这种无明跟执着，所以可能使得我们有90%的观念啊、知见啊，是可能有偏差，甚至是有错误的。那唯有我们能够在长期的练习这种，透过这种专注跟去除执着的长期禅修，才能够逐渐去除我们这些无明跟执着，然后才能逐渐的改善我们在知见观念上面的一些偏差。有了这些比较正确的观念知见之后，我们再去回头去看我们所注重的这些种种教育上面啊，还有我们商业事业上面、政治上面、健康，乃至我们自己本身的禅修经验上，我们才能够逐渐减少一些错误的观念跟知见，也就是才能导正我们的想法。
because of practicing meditation or mindfulness and detachment continuously with this right understanding, we are sure to be more intelligent and fortunate. More intelligent and fortunate.
因为长期的这种很专注的，而且是去除执着、去除烦恼的这种禅修熏陶之下，我们才能够拥有真正的智慧跟福报 （intelligent and fortunate）。这些才是正确的智慧知识，这样。
Guided meditation is over now. You can share your experience or ask the question.
禅修就指导到这边，现在大家可以提出问题或是做经验分享。
所以修行是每分钟在纠正你的观念跟心念。这个打坐呢，不管是用Vipassana或Anapana或者是其他方式，让心沉淀下来，专注，对不对？所以这两个 combination
有互为因果，就是你要沉淀之后，你才有那个下回的，人在起来的回答。
所以你不管用什么方式去 meditate， 有的呼吸啊，有的是这个数息啊，有的是看身体的观 scan， 对不对？就不管只要有没有叫做哪一个方式去让沉淀。不管你什么东西、什么方式，没有说要什么要关鼻子光啊什么的，没有这种。
Exactly, it's the future of Sayadaw's teaching. Yeah, we invite Sayadaw to answer your question. Her teaching is a Sayadaw's teaching, so that means the practice is try to detect and correct our understanding at every minute. Actually, it should be every moment. And she later she mentioned about so what Sayadaw care about is the detachment and mindfulness, not which kind of method. No matter in Anapana, focus on breathing or the body scan, the Vipassana method of a body scan, also look inward. Any kind of a method could be used. The key point is to detachment and mindfulness always.
sit on the chair also.
那个地方都可以做，wherever you wanna, you prefer. Welcome to join us. We just got a question from Tina. She asking Sayadaw about the definition of practice meditation in Sayadaw's features. It means we should try to detect and correcting our mind, our behavior at every minute. Okay, and then she mentioned about, so we can try to use any kind of method, no matter the focus on the breathing of anapana or the vipassana or the body scan, something, anything, to use for settle down our mind to help us enforce, strengthen mindfulness and detachment. And we are waiting for the answer for teaching from Sayadaw. Welcome to join us.
As a lay person or human beings, meditation is difficult to understand. Before I practice meditation, I think meditation is sitting with silence and quietness. That's why I don't like to meditate. Because by sitting only I can be nothing. Only when I practice meditation, I came to understand meditation is mental action of mindfulness and detachment. Seeing and knowing by ourselves as a human beings and knowing as a meditator at the meditation retreat by the guidance of meditation teacher are quite different. Most of the people may not like meditation because they are seeing from the side of the people in the society. In Myanmar, there is one of the Myanmar popular song. Singer is also famous. In his song, by sitting only, we can be nothing. That 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 song is uh, really attaching in the mind. In Myanmar, many people are sitting in tea shop by speaking, by meeting each other and speaking here and there. In this way, they can be nothing. We are not trained only in the society. We emphasize the material or body more than the mind. We are using the material or body or speech, not much the mind. Only in meditation retreat or meditation center, we try to detach from our physical and verbal action, and also mental traditional action. We are using the mind not for Buddha Dhamma and Sangha, but for education, business, family members, love, marriage, politics, like that. Because of because of using the mind only for the social activities, we don't know about meditation or non-self, no self. In the meditation retreat like this, we are doing no social activities. Everything will be ready for food, for sleeping, for resting, for listening, Dhamma talk, practicing meditation, all are ready by the donors and volunteers and devotees. That's why meditation retreat like this, meditation retreat or meditation center like this is really helpful to detach from ourselves, from the society or social activities. Besides, besides meditation, practicing meditation like this is helpful to detach from our normal, traditional, physical, verbal action also. Practicing meditation is opposite with the social activities. When we practice meditation, we need to accept the truth of no self. non-self. In order to detach from the idea of oneself or someone or I, something or our belongings.
12道提到，我们身为一个世间人，乃至于身为一个众生，是不太容易理解禅修的意义跟好处的。12道以他自己本身为例，他说，在学禅、在学静坐之前12道认为所谓的禅修只是安安静静在那坐着，然后什么事都不用做，什么事都不用管。就是因为这样，所以12道说他那个时候他不喜欢禅修，因为他不喜欢静静的坐着，啥事都不干啊。那后来在练习禅修、学禅之后的一段时间，才渐渐体会到，原来禅修是一种很注重心灵状况、心灵活动的一种练习啊。那这就引发12道更多兴趣，到处去学习啊，也包括去寻找好的老师，给他一个比较正确的指导啊。那相对12道体会到说，一个好的禅修中心、好的地方跟好的老师对一个禅修者的重要性。相对于这样的观念，就12道提到说，在缅甸，因为缅甸的跟那个禅修的各种 tradition 这种传统派别都不同啊，各种方法啦，这种观念都不同。那有些人就是不是有些传承的静坐方法就是坐在那边，就强调坐而已，就变成一种对信念的一种执着，对心的一种执着。那甚至还有一些地方，只是在那边喝茶聊天而已，那像这种情况，相对我们在世间活动里头，事实上大部分都只有身口，就是我们身体行为、动作还有讲话这些而已，比较没有注重到其他部分。那只有在禅修的时候，我们才会渐渐去感受到、去体会到，这是一种身口意三业的结合，就是说这3个部分我们都必须要去注重的，因为这3个部分都有相互的影响啊。那再来强调的是，禅修不仅仅是在为佛法三宝的事情而是在各种领域都可以用得上。这在一般人观念里面可能不太一样我们都觉得我忙着做生意或者忙着从事事业，只要专注在上面就好。但是实际上大家都知道，这几乎每一个领域都有一个心理学的部分。对，教育界有教育心理学、医学有医疗心理学，背后都有它这个心理学的部分。也就是12道要强调的是，我们对心的掌握可以帮助我们用在很多领域上面 那当然我们在禅修的时候要非常注重的核心重点就是无我、无自性这种观念去除我执的这种观念如果能够在禅修中心或是在禅修期间，每天我们不需要去担心我们食衣住行种种方面，这样的生活模式会有助于我们把全心全力的投入在禅修上面这个可以比较容易有深层的体会。有这些深层的心灵体会之后，反过来会帮助我们在社会上，在世间种种事业，在各行各业的工作上面的一种帮助跟提升。所以，只要他强调的是，这种禅修以在世间活动种种领域的活动跟工作。看起来乍看之下好像是互相矛盾的，但实际上你如果能够在禅修上面体会到深层的心灵境界之后，是可以对任何一个领域都会有帮助。就像我们刚刚提到的，任何一个学问领域当中都有一些心理学的部分，宗教有宗教心理学，医疗心理学这样。就是类似这样一个道理那当然，萨达再次强调，就是前提这必须要用去除我执、无我、非我这种观念 ，non self no self no one no someone something 这种重要观念才可以让我们提升的更快、更顺利。
The power of the intelligence and ability of self is limited. Self is like the prison. All living beings are all living beings are prisoner of our own self. That's why we may be rich, we may be educated, we may be well known, we may have power, but we are sure we may not be satisfied because we are just a prisoner of our limited intelligence and ability. We all are not free. That's why we need to detach from oneself, from self to selfless, no self, non-self. But we attach on self. That's why we need to detach from attachment on self to no self. That's why we need to accept the truth of no self, non-self. The more we can attach on, this is changing our attachment from self to no self. If we are attaching on no self, our intelligence and ability will be stronger and stronger. But both attachment of self and no self must detach. We can attach, but we must try to detach again. We can change our attachment from home to meditation center. We can change our attachment from business, healthcare to practicing meditation by keeping preset, by doing all kinds of good deeds. And then we must detach again. We must be mindful, feel there is nothing remain to be mindful. We must detach, stay, nothing left to detach. It will take time, but this is right understanding and practice, meaningful. By doing like this, our wish will be fulfilled as much as we are able to practice mindfulness and detachment with right understanding like this.
我们从自我所产生出来的智慧跟能力，都是很有限的力量，但是力量都是很有限啊。政治以下要强调，这种自我力量不仅是有限制的，它甚至是一种牢狱。我们中国话里面就讲枷锁，这种枷锁，我们被套牢一个 frame， 就是一个框框里面，受限一个框框里面哈。那我们每一个众生都是比较注重自我的一种观念跟感受，那所以说不管你是贫富不管是在哪个阶层，我们事实上都不会满足啊。我们都不会满足，因为我们不管是在哪个阶层、哪个 level， 我们都会碰到一些生而为人会有的问题，种种问题，所以我们都不会unsatisfied 那都会不满足，也相对就不自由，就是因为我们受到这种我执，就是自我的观念的束缚，所以才要强调，就唯有破除这种我执，达到这种无我非我的观念的时候，才能够破除我们习惯性的从自我的角度去看、去领略世间的现象跟事物这样才是从新的这种观念转变到无我非我，就是我们讲破除我执的 一个改变啊。那能够改变我们的智慧啊，还有各种才能，才会越来越强。这种观念可能有些学艺术的，或是文艺创作者可能会特别容易体会。你心静下来，那种灵感会更亲密，更多的灵感出来啊。所以萨达强调我们要破除执着啊，达到 non-self 或 no-self。那改变到最后呢，这两种都要舍，不管是 self 或是 non-self，这两个都要 detached， 就是连 non-self 这种观念都也会是一种 attachment， 会是一种执着，所以连这种执着都要去破除。我们唯有如此才能够真正自在，否则我们为了破除我执，最后反而落入在我们那种 non-self， 它也会是一种执着，但是相对于我们习惯性那种以自我为中心的我执，它是比较好，但是相对也是一个束缚。这就是萨道教法的一个核心，一个很棒的地方。我们用中文来讲，就是以善止恶，到最后连善都不要了，连善都可能会是一种执着跟 attach。所以我们能够用善法、善的观念来破除这些恶法、恶的行为之后，也要试着连这种善法都要去舍、去破啊。这是萨亚达这一段的一个重点。那他就用几个例子来解释这种观念，就是说，我们通常都会执着于在自己的家里面、自己的家庭啊。那萨亚达就是说，我们如果到禅修中心来学禅、来做禅，就可以帮助我们破除对家里、对家人的执着。那相对的就是说，在事业上面，我们容易执着在我们事业，因为我们投入很多心血，那很自然就是着在上面。那小海岛就说，我们来禅修中心，或是像跟着小海岛做这种good deeds， 从事这种善行，那就会会有助于破除我们对自己事业的一个执着。塞老师用这样子的举例，但是到最后呢，可能这种行善的观念对禅修中心的执着，因为大家都知道，到久了之后，对寺院啊，对禅修中心，可能也会产生这种执着，已经很习惯去那边变成一个生活模式，一个 pattern， 那也是落入一种执着。当你渐渐调整过来之后，连这种东西、这样的观念都要破除所以他强调的是，破到最后 ，nothing remain with the mindfulness until non-self， 就是要破到说什么都没有，心里面什么障碍挂碍都没有。我们在禅宗里面有一个什么说是一物即不重的观念，不知道大家有没有听过？说什么就不是什么这样，就萨拉提醒的就是类似这样的观念我们先用以善止恶，到最后连善都要去除掉，要破除掉。能够，当然这个不是容易的事情这个需要花时间，但是大家如果愿意这样去尝试、去练习到最后我们的愿望我们有很多的愿望，但是到真正的最后，这些愿望才是好的愿望，才是真的是有利益善人 世人的一个善愿善行啊。达到提醒我们的是，唯有以这样的正确的观念知见啊，才能导致我们的行为跟念头啊，让我们的真正的可以实现我们的心愿所在啊。因为以前的都是比较局限的心念，为了个人、为家庭、为自己的事业。那你如果可以透过这样的机会把心灵打开的话，啊，那个层次跟我们所关照的层面完全是不一样的。
Thank you, Sayadaw, for your teaching this morning. There's a number of things I found very helpful. Thank you, Sayadaw. I think in the beginning you mentioned the more that we do something, the more desire we have to do that thing. You share your experience when you did not have desire to meditate, to practice meditation, but you still practice meditation, then your desire for practicing meditation grow. I find that very helpful. Also, I think Sayadaw, again, you teach us about, it's very important to be mindful of everything we can be mindful of. And in this moment, in this present moment, everything we can be able to be mindful of. And if we cannot be I guess you were referring to anything that we can notice, either in our body or mind. But if there's nothing that's very clear, then we can just return to noticing, for example, our breath or whatever the object of our mindfulness. And what's important, you mentioned, is to be mindful with detachment. And I guess just a very basic and maybe a kind of a dumb question for me is because it seems that in order to be able to detach from something, we need to be able to be mindful. Right. Yes. And also be mindful of our attachment. But even being able to be mindful of our attachment, we need to be able to be mindful. So I have don't have very strong ability to be mindful. So I want Sayadaw maybe you can explain a little bit more, even the basic meaning of being mindful, and also how to develop our ability to be mindful. So, thank you, Sayadaw.
Let me, I like to share my, experience about Tina's question, and after that, I will address your question about it. Can I have your mic?
Sure.
So Tina, your question reminded me of many years back then, Seattle teaching, about 2010, 11. At the time, Seattle teaching focused on knowing only. And the instructions are like, okay, keep your body straight, close your eye gently, like be aware of your, mind. And like today example, right? And even though this is the center, why we try to focus on our teaching, there's a lot of activities going on. You can hear the sound of the door open, footstep, Our natural reaction is to check it out, what happened, who's coming, where's the noise coming from. Sometimes there's a noise, from down there. There's a coughing. So we want to we want to check, we want to see, so we open our eye and check, follow the sound of our head, that kind of thing. Instead of doing that, that instead of following the desire, be aware of what happened in our mind. Instead of, as soon as we have awareness, we will stop, like following our desire. We will observe our mind, or my mind want to see what happened. Is there coughing? Is it serious? What's going on? Be aware of it. Always detach, like follow your desire. Always focus on your mind. Observe your mind. That's how I understand, Tina, at this point, your question. Like that the reason we are doing is to sharpen our awareness, our mindfulness. Now these days, our teaching is quite, more like Nisa, Dukkha, Anatta. Try to detach, try to straight. It might be tough for a beginner, but this, Sarah been teaching over 20 years. So if you, I know you are the, businesswoman, so you try to get a straightforward answer, but it takes time, as Yaro just mentioned it. It takes time to develop. Instead of try to know the method or try to know this and that, try to focus on, try to be aware of your mind desire, mind, this and that, try to observe that. By knowing that, definitely it will increase our awareness and mindfulness.
I think I want to share a little bit about what I learned from Sadhu's teaching. I've been following Sadhu for, I think maybe 7 years, 7 years now. And for Sister Tina's question and Brother Derek's questions, and also the Brother Patrick question from yesterday. I think the actually share from the Sister Cindy yesterday actually is very, very good, very valuable. But I think the emphasis is a little bit different because she's more emphasized on detach. And the question about Derek, Patrick, and Sister Tina actually is more emphasized how we actually to increase our awareness, sati, to help detach. So there's many way of methods to help, increase our satis. Like, Sadhu, what I understand, Sadhu never given us a certain method that you do this way to practice. So Sadhu is very free. You can do Anapanasati. You can actually do Mahasi method just to understand, to see your belly movement. Or you can just like a Thai tradition, Buddhanusati, Buddho, 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 mainly to help focus. I think to become awareness is not only concept. We can say like El just actually shared. We can actually to aware things happen. Sadhu actually coughing, and we actually aware Sadhu's coughing. We want to know is Sayadaw is really serious or not. But this kind of level of awareness, and also the sharing from Cindy yesterday, that kind, the level of detachment means, okay, we can actually detach what the moment that we are doing. Let's say we attach to our phone. We can actually detach from phone for 5 minutes. Or the moment things that we actually, we desire that driven us towards that kind of actions, we can actually stop to detach. I think that kind of level of the detachment and awareness is actually essential. It's correct, but it's not what Sayadaw was actually teaching, because those kind of things is still concept we can still do, but a practice of meditation is actually to train our mind, to actually let our mind have the ability to strong our mind to see things more clear, so we can actually see the Dhamma, the real Dhamma Nusattis, non-self. Because through our mind we can see, okay, I this moment I feel I want to do things, I want to eat this food. Okay, but we suddenly were aware, oh yeah, I do have this kind of desire. I do have this kind of craving to do this kind of thing. Suddenly, we rise this kind of awareness mind, those kind of craving, those kind of desire gone. At that moment, oh, this mind is changing. A minute before, I want to eat this, I want to do this. A minute after, I don't. This is non-self. We know our mind is actually non-self. It's changing all the time. So this kind of experience, awareness, that give you the answer, oh, this is something really non-self and not concept. So what I believe is that, so concentrating, continue doing whatever the method that you are doing, to increase your awareness to the right understanding, that you will see through this kind of practice once, twice, 3 times, 10 times. You will increase training your mind little by little. And sooner or later, you will find a difference, because your mind will automatic, pick up the, oh, this is a desire. Oh, this kind of awareness, I see my greed. And this greed is non-self, not me, not myself. Once, twice, 3 times, continually, your experience. So build up your sati, which is your awareness. So sometimes mindfulness, I don't even think it's the right, correct English translation, because mindfulness, you gotta have a right understanding that will actually work together. So you see things rise and perish, but you have to know this is impermanent. This is right understanding. So I would like to share this. I'm not even sure I give it more. What I understand, I don't know, it's maybe benefiting you or not, but this is my personal experience. So I just want to share it to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
studying, observing, paying attention, emphasizing, researching, in order to destroy our own ignorance. I have the ability to study at school and in the university to get the degree continuously. That's why I have the power to study for long time. But most of the students may not finish the university. I have the power to work for my own business for 7 years continuously. But most of the labor or workers or employees may not work for long term or seriously for sure. They will work and then they will stop. If there is any inconvenience, they will stop their job. They will change the job. In this way, they don't have to focus only on one job, only on business, only on job. It is possible to change from one job to another, but we must be able to work continuously, seriously. But if we are not trying hard like this, we don't have the ability like this. That's why when I started practicing meditation, I already have some enough power of mindfulness on education, business, reading, playing for a long time continuously. Besides, I already have samadhi or concentration to get a degree from the university and to get a part of success in my own business. But most of the meditator may not have that ability. That's why whenever someone asks me a question, I will ask, what is your job? How long have you been doing? In this way, I can know the ability and concentration experience of that person. Here in developed country, many people have the ability and concentration, intelligence. But in Myanmar, not much people are working hard for everything. because nothing is serious in the country. No one is not much. Most of the people are not serious. Maybe the monks or samanera who are learning Buddhist literature, they are really serious. They have to work a lot. Maybe in some of the meditation center, their training is really serious, like going out, park, Azi, lady, in, so on. But most of the people in the society are not working very hard. That's why in the beginning of the Buddhism meditation in Myanmar, they have to emphasize a lot on concentration. That's why the side effect is attachment on concentration and rejectment and rejecting vipassana. When I started practicing meditation, there are many meditators who already practice for many years. In this way, they got the ability to practice meditation for a long time, and their concentration may increase for sure. That's why I emphasize only on vipassana, not much on concentration. I can understand like this because I can detach from myself. The power of mindfulness is enough to find the truth of present condition of the meditators and meditation teacher. That's why I can understand more than most of the meditators. But at that time, I could not explain like this because I'm not skillful in teaching and speaking about meditation. But I understand everything is possible because of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. I believe everything is possible for Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Practice made perfect. If I'm not teaching, I'm sure I will not be skillful in teaching. But if I dare to teach, I will be skillful in one time for sure. With this right understanding, I continue teaching every day, one session after another, continuously. Only teaching is the best teacher for me for teaching meditation. This is the same for solving the problem. If I'm not solving the problems of myself, the Bhava Center and the other, I will not be skillful. But I dare to solve. I dare to make mistake. I dare to make mistake in the beginning. That's why I became skillful in solving problems. This is the same for helping people. Most of the people helping people and taking responsibility for the people. I'm there to help the people whether I know or not. I'm there to take the responsibility for the human beings and even animals, whether I know or not. That's why I became skillful in helping the people and taking responsibility for the people. But I use the power of doing good deeds concerned with Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. If I am not doing good deeds like this, I dare not help the people. I dare not take responsibility, even for myself, for sure. Because of doing good deeds without limit like this, I can detach from myself more and more. In this way, I can rely on Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha more and more. In this way, I can understand and do more and more. So mindfulness is fighting, destroying the ignorance. That is essential to do. We all must destroy our own ignorance to have stronger power of mindfulness. Whatever we do, we must do seriously. In this way, we can be skillful in what we do. That's why I allow in the power center to do something or even nothing. I'm okay. Because for those who are doing nothing, I used to detach from doing something. Both of doing something and nothing are to be doing only and not doing only. This is the highest step of practicing meditation. For me, I emphasize the difficult and the highest step of practicing meditation from the beginning of my practicing and teaching. That's why I am not afraid of difficulties and problems. Even if I cannot solve the problems and difficulties, I can detach. So also I can teach. I'm teaching everyone to solve the problems and difficulty or detach. If we can detach, okay. I have many followers, residents who are staying in the power center. They are relying on me. I am responsible for them, but I can detach. Because of the political situation, I can do nothing. They can do nothing, but I can detach. They can, if they can detach, they are okay. Because whether we do something or not, it will finish for sure. Nothing is permanent. So this is solving the problem with right understanding. If I cannot teach in Myanmar, I will teach in other country like this. If I cannot stay in the country, I will stay in other country. I will also help anyone who want to stay in other country, in Thailand, India, inner like that. That's why, besides, I combine with mindfulness and detachment. Mindfulness is the way to be intelligent or to get wisdom. Because ignorance is no wisdom. Ignorance is not real wisdom. The enemies of the real wisdom. So we already have the raw material, which is ignorance. That's why we are sure to get wisdom or enlightenment. If we don't have ignorance, we will never get intelligence or wisdom or enlightenment. That's why I don't worry. Not only for me, but also for everyone. If we are practicing mindfulness and detachment without understanding or not understanding, without desire to practice or not, we should continue the practice. That is my that is what I emphasize, because most of the meditators may not emphasize like that. He will emphasize on the method, on the meditation center, on the meditation teacher. That's why most of the meditators are not skillful in mindfulness, in meditation or mindfulness and detachment. If they emphasize, because they will choose the meditation master. If that master pass away, they will stop practicing meditation. Or if the master change, or if that master was accused for women or teaching, they will stop again. If they are not feeling well, they will stop. If they are busy with their business, they will stop their practice. In this way, they cannot practice seriously. But that's why I have to teach. Be mindful, freely, anytime, anywhere, any condition. That is my teaching. I have to teach like this because of the many excuse, reason of the meditators. Because they want enlightenment. You cannot detach from enlightenment. But they cannot detach from themselves also. The problem is really difficult to solve. Therefore, I will repeat this kind of teaching for many years continuously. They will not give up. They are giving reason and excuse. So I will not stop teaching like this. This is right to do. If I am stronger to teach like this, There will be no excuse, no reason, not much attachment on meditation method and meditation master for sure. Now less and less attachment on that method. In the past, really strong, even fighting between different meditators because of different methods. Then, as long as there is strong attachment in the majority of the meditators, this kind of understanding and practice, detachment will be important. If there is not much attachment, we can emphasize on mindfulness. In the beginning, no mindfulness, no. That's why the senior meditation master have to emphasize to be mindful, because not practicing, not mindful, just staying with ignorance. Because of the effort of the serious effort of the former meditation master, many people in Myanmar attach on mindfulness. And that's why I need to detach. I have responsibility to detach from mindfulness again. I'm skillful to do like this, because I have the ability to do something continuously. I have to recite. There are also many good followers in Myanmar. They may not understand more about my teaching, but they have no one to choose as a leader. They have no place to choose to stay. That's why they will come and stay in the power center, and then they will follow me, whether I'm right or wrong. Good or bad. There are many followers, right? That's why I can do like this. Even if I cannot teach outside of the meditation center, I'm free to teach in my own meditation center. They may not understand, but they may listen. They may try to practice. There are many good followers in Myanmar because of they are rejected by many leaders. So they need someone to rely on, something to do, one place to stay till the end of their life. In this way, I can continue teaching like this, especially in my own meditation center. When I'm skillful teaching like this, I can teach outside. There are many invitations from the other place and country. So just if we are thinking where to go, we will not be traveling one place after another for sure. If we dare to go like a fool they will go where they can go. In this way, they will be skillful in traveling. So we must practice like a fool in practicing meditation. Stop thinking and start practicing. Be mindful what we can be mindful. If it is difficult, try to endure difficulty and try to detach. Just don't give up practicing meditation. You can give up the method, the master, the center, but we should not give up practicing meditation or mindfulness and detachment. In this way, we are sure to get success.
You can give up the Siam, but don't give up the meditation.
Keeping fact research.
You need a Chinese translation or very close to what I mentioned.
Send our giving 5 message.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dhammam saranam gacchāmi, Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Saṅghāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Saṅghāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Saranagamana Pripamana
Alamante,
Anadipanta
Anadipata,
Viramani Sikkhapadam
Viramani Sikkhapadam,
Samadhiyami
Samadhiyami,
Adinadana
Adinadana,
Viramani Sikkhapadam
Viramani Sikkhapadam,
Samadhiyami
Samadhiyami,
Kamesu Mechachara
Kamesu Michachara,
Viramani Sikkhapadam
Viramani Sikkhapadam,
Samadhiyami
Samadhiyami,
Uchavada
Usavada,
Viramani Sikkhapadam
Viramani Sikkhapadam,
Samadhiyami
Samadhiyami,
Suramiraya
Suramayana,
Vecchapamaratthana
Vacchapamaratthana,
Viramani Sikkhapadam
Viramani Sikkhapadam,
Samadhiyami
Samadhiyami,
Tisanena Sapancha Siddhātma Saranga Kadawa Pamadena Samadhi.
Samadhi.
Shaya Buddha Guna Ananda Dhamma Guna Ananda Sangha Guna Ananda Guna Ananda Ajasiya Guna Ananda Nando Nanda Bhavadu Yude Nando Naso Moye Shiko Gravai Shimaya Nanda Bhava Kimbanji Sevane Ariya Droga Nupona Chinuduga Kima Genvido Ayagamu Vasigamu Manogamu Lugu Taugamu Kincha Rabai Noto Gonai Kima Sokageti Yago Chanuduga Dikanji Kenopa
So now the lunchtime, you guys can walk at the backyard. And then later we will offer the lunch.